Welcome everybody to, to the Looney Farm Guy Show with our very special guest, Brian Boru royalty. Brian, welcome to the farm. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Looney Farm Guy. Thanks a million for having me.
I am so glad that we could be able to do this. I've been trying for a while now. So, what have you brought with you? What special thing
I've
have you
brought,
brought on the farm?
I've brought this, I brought this lovely little Ferguson TEA 20 or Ferguson 20 diesel as we know him over here, and it's an oldie, but it's a goodie.
Right. So you've been using this on some of your let's plays, your role plays.
I've used this on a lot of them. I always have it. It's a great start vehicle because it's so cheap, of course, and it has a front loader, and it can, it can't pull much, but it's pretty good. But what I do with it generally is, even on a start map, even if it's a big map, I'll put the front loader tool on it, I'll buy the little trailer for it, and I'll have it there for feeding the chickens.
Nice, because I've noticed that there's a few of the guys that I've seen using this. I know doesn't Rusty like this one too? Is it
Yeah,
Rusty Money? Yeah,
yeah.
I think I've seen him
Rusty
using this.
definitely, he likes this. He loves this small, old, vintage stuff.
Well, it sure adds character to the and if you do role play, it makes it interesting, and it's great that we can have this kind of thing added to the game. Now,
Yeah.
so what are you doing right now? What series are you running right now?
I'm running a couple at the moment. I have one on Channington Valley, just doing 100 missions, trying to get that. That's my last one to get that, and I'm doing a kind of a playthrough on Erlingrad, just to kind of a look around on FS19, so that you'll be able to see the differences when the new one comes out in 10 days' time. And I'm also on Omatana's new map now that just came out, the little island. I just started one on that. I wanted to use a little bit of vintage machinery before we roll into FS22, and I have my mind set on just doing one or two little episodes on Eureka Farms. I don't know if you're familiar with Eureka Farm.
Oh yes.
TNT Modern. My one hasn't got the update, so I still got all the cool gadgets.
Oh, I kept
Yeah,
that one for quite a while, and then I finally let it go. So I don't have
yeah.
the I don't have all the cool gadgets anymore. But I know what you mean. Yeah, I played quite a bit on that one. Yes,
Yeah.
I
It
watched your.
has
Oh, sorry.
no, sorry. It. I think it can do factories as well. I'm almost certain
Yes,
that you could put factories on that map as well. So
yes, you could, or you can.
um,
You still can.
you
It's
can,
just
yeah.
that
So I
now it's. I mean, you don't have all that Unreal
yeah,
machinery that it had before.
capacity stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, so I watched your Port Limbo episode one
Port
has
Limbo.
is already out. I watched that. Yes, so I see you have you kind of set up the farm in a. Let's walk and talk. We got a tree
Yeah, sure.
devourer set up here, and if you want to grab the trailer
Sure. I'll just grab the tractor. Sure. Bring it over.
and the trailer's in the farmyard there, we're going to do a little bit as Mr. John, our friend John Linden there, a tree diminishing party here for a little bit.
Sounds good.
And to get rid of some of these trees a little bit to kind of, not all of them, they kind of look nice, but some of them are kind of getting in the way. So
We can't
yes,
have that.
so yeah, no. You set up your
Yeah.
farm in a little bit of a different spot. I noticed
Yeah. When I went
on
on to
Limbo
Port
there.
Limbo. Yeah. When I went on to Port Limbo, I thought to myself that the start farm was it was too good. It had too much stuff. It had too big an area. It had too many fields that were big. It was going to be too easy to make money on. So I decided to scratch out a farm as best I could up in the hills, and it's unique. So
Yeah, it looks good. It looks like you must have spent quite a bit of time setting it up.
honestly, it didn't take that long. I'd say maybe an hour, which is good.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it takes me. These trees are not. These trees are not going away.
Would you mind just leaving the party there, Mr. Tree?
Oh, there we go.
Oops.
Where did it go? What the heck? Oh my.
Well, well,
Okay.
well.
Well, now. You know what?
I'm
That's
glad I had my.
hard. You
I'm
have a
glad I
hard
had
hat
my
on?
my red. Yeah, I'm glad I had my red toque on.
That's wow. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh,
And we're
did it
almost full.
did it fill up your? Yeah, I think you are full because I still have some in my
I'm
wood
full.
chipper.
Yeah.
There's the. I do believe there is a wood cell point here on this map. Is there
Oh, there's a sawmill.
a sawmill? Yeah, I bet you
Yep.
you can.
Yep. I'll head off.
Well, that was a. Wow. Okay, these trees have a lot in them. Yeah, sometimes I
wood.
mean, just setting up for a mod review takes me like an hour or two, depending on how much stuff there is. So,
Well,
yeah,
yeah, it can certainly run long when you're doing it, because what I find is you're always going to forget something.
oh yeah,
You know, um, I don't. As you saw my port limbo, and you saw that I stacked bales in front of the shed just to make it look like they were put away or whatever. The vehicles were, in storage, and I had everything done. And I said, "That's great. Now I'm going to start recording that later on." And next thing I thought to myself, I'll just grab the harvester and I'll move it around the back of the shed. And I was thinking to myself, I don't have a harvester.
oh yeah. I was wondering how long it took you to stack up those bales in front of that.
About 3 minutes, because I got the auto load bale stacker
Oh,
trailer.
nice. Yeah.
And
Okay.
I knew myself. I was like, just don't mess around. Okay, we're in a small bit of trouble here. I decided to take a shortcut across the drain, and it's let's just say the drain won. Okay.
Where are you?
The good news is I can continue on. I can continue to the sell point, but the trailer won't be going anywhere.
Oh, did you go through our
was
little
at
ditch, our
speed.
little stream here?
Yes.
Oh, that poor little Ferguson is having a little. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not. That's quite a bit of a ditch there.
It's kind of stuck in there. Rabbit Rob does give out to me for taking shortcuts, so he's probably right.
Oh, there we go. Get
It's
the big
amazing
boy
what a
on
little
it.
bit of horsepower will do. Yeah, a little bit of horsepower.
Yeah, I am very guilty of shortcutting through stuff and not respecting other farmers' fields at all. So,
Yeah, that's how I roll. Let me see. There's a little marked area here. I guess this is where we're going.
yeah. So there, there was
Yes.
11 mods released today, if you could believe it.
I saw it, yeah, and I was quite surprised because the last few weeks it's been very, hit and miss with even a couple of mods in it. Like,
Yeah, let me. I'm gonna
yep.
fill the rest of it up there for you. There we go.
Perfect.
Yes.
It's working away now.
So it's like, yeah. So today, it's November 11th. Today, this is Thursday. We're recording this, and yeah, 11 mods plus updates dropped today, And of course, today was the day. Today's the day that me and Brian here arranged for us to do this little episode here. And now it's
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness, I got 11 mods that I got to try
Yeah.
to
Busiest day of the week.
try to. I looked at them. I looked at all of them, but I didn't really. What I've been trying to do is trying to test them, right? So kind of put them through their not just say, hey, this is it, like go and use it and see if there's something goofy with it, or
Yeah.
if it works, or how does it work? How do the workers like it? Things like that, right?
Yeah, because some of the mods, definitely the workers are dead set against, oh, what's something glitching here? Okay, I'll just reverse back this way. Hopefully I don't meet that ditch again. Must be a way of getting across this. It's a trap for the Irishman.
Oh, I was gonna start this episode too. It's like Brian's coming to join us at the farm, so we can find a rainbow and he's going to show me
Pot of gold.
his pot of gold there, and then after that I'm going to try and steal his Lucky Charms.
Yeah. I thought that was just an American thing, but I guess it's a Canadian thing as well, the Lucky Charms.
Yeah, yeah. That's the cereal, right? Do you have that cereal there? Or?
No, we never had it, but I saw it on the telly, obviously.
Oh yeah, yeah. We still got it here. You could go to the grocery store and buy Lucky Charms and
Oh, brilliant.
the cereal. So it's been actually I've seen it in TV shows and movies and stuff. They kind of joke around about that too. So
Yeah. It's all in good fun.
oh yes, I mean it's I know some get a little bit, but here all in good fun, of course.
Well, I've been to Canada and I've tried your poutine, so if that's not a joke, I don't know what is.
Well, now that's poutine here is kind of like how could I compare it to? Everywhere you go, it's different every place you go.
Right. I was not a fan.
Yeah, so yeah, there's good poutine and bad poutine. So just like any kind of popular food you might have in any country, everybody makes their own kind. So it's a basic, I guess, like it'd be like a hamburger, right? You could go somewhere and have a bad hamburger, or you could go somewhere and have a good hamburger. So
Of course.
unless you don't like gravy and cheese and French fries, and then you're kind of pretty much set. But
Is that what was in it?
well,
I don't even know.
so the well, you could say the real poutine or the traditional poutine would well, there's different kinds of gravy too, right? So it's gravy, but you're supposed to use cheese curds.
Yeah, I definitely got one with cheese curds.
Okay, so that's what you're supposed to use. And then the French fries make a difference too, because there's well, you would know that there's more than one kind of potatoes. So
Yeah,
depending
definitely.
on the kind of potato, depending on how you fry them, the type of oil you use, and then the kind of gravy, and there's just so many different factors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many variables. Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh,
These
I
little
managed to
trees
tab
don't
away
want to.
there.
These little trees don't want to seem to go away.
Actually, that's one thing about the Omatana map is there were small little trees in one area. I think it was just that she had buried some of the trees down to the very tips, and they can't be removed. I was looking at that. I was like, oh. So just if you sank the tree down to, and all you have is a little top, it just looks like young trees. I was
Yeah.
like, they'll never be able to be removed.
Yeah, it seems, yeah. I've noticed some maps, for whatever reason, the American Life Farming, so that's, who was that again? That's,
Nancy Boy.
Lancy
Nancy
Boy,
Boy,
yeah.
yeah.
Did he make, Stone Valley too?
He did make Stone Valley too, yeah.
Yeah. So, which is great map, and they're all great maps. It seems that the kind of trees he uses on his
Different,
maps
yeah.
are very difficult to remove. I had
Yeah.
fits trying to remove some of them. So
I
yeah.
had I remember when Stone Valley came out, and I was excited because I hadn't played a big American map, and I was saying, "Oh, I'll try Stone Valley," but the start field that had the barley mixed in with the wheat, that
Mm.
absolutely threw me for a loop, and I couldn't figure it out for ages why the harvester kept stopping. Um, and then what I got on it was a load of lag.
Oh,
I had
okay.
no, I only had one or two tractors, that was it, and you'd be just driving along, and next minute it'd freeze, and you're driving along. Now, I don't know, was it the map? I don't know, was it me? I'm not pointing any fingers, but it just turned me off that map completely, and I think Mr. CDP started doing a Let's Play on it, and I started watching it, and I was like, oh, maybe it's a good map, I'm not sure, but I just didn't go back to it then. I just said, oh, do you know what, I'll stay, and actually the same thing happened with American Life Farming. I don't know why, but none of the workers would work on any of the fields for me.
Oh, yeah. See, um, yeah, that's a very. I have a lot of very mixed feelings about that map because it's got a lot of really cool stuff on it.
Yeah,
But the field shapes are. I think that's what's causing the problem with the workers. They're such an odd
right.
shape and such odd angles. And
And
unfortunately, with FS19, you can only go east west, or there's only so many different angles that a
right,
worker will
yeah.
work on. And if the field isn't oriented that way, then yeah.
I spent a couple of hours plowing out the grass field beside the start farm, and they still wouldn't work on it afterwards, and that really got to me. But I thought, like, it's like anything. I said, look, it's something I'm doing. I don't. Lots of people that blame the map maker straight away. They'd be like, "Oh, it's a terrible map." But I wasn't. I was like, look, it has to be something. There's a way around it. So I actually searched on YouTube, and I found a guy named Rabbit Rob doing American Life Farming series. I'd never
Hmm.
heard of him before, and I clicked subscribe, and we're all part of the same buddy system now.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I found him. I tried to watch as many of his videos as I could to see where I was going wrong, but then other maps were coming out, and I just said, you know what, I'll just leave that one behind. Because Lancy Boy did an Irish map as well. I think it was called This Is Ireland
Hmm.
or Shamrock Valley, one of them, and I absolutely loved it. So I don't like. I wouldn't. It's nothing to do with Lancy Boy himself. We just didn't. Those two maps just didn't hit the mustard for me. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a modder or a map maker, and I wouldn't know where to start. So
No, sure.
so I try not to be, I try not to be overly critical or anything. I mean, if something's obviously broken in a map, then it's pretty much obvious. But I mean, and maps are going to have quirks and little unique things about them that
Yeah,
kind of be
it's
that way.
exactly. That's what I always say. Is listen, I can't make maps. Okay, on Port Limbo, I put together a little farm. It's so basic, but more 9 times out of 10, I stay away from doing any of that landscaping or anything like that because I'm no good at it. So hats off to anyone who makes a map. I don't care if it's the worst map in the world. My hat is going off to them because I could never do it. So I just want, I'm not one of those guys that goes in and say, oh, well, one of the trees was floating 2 feet off the ground, so this is the worst map. And like, I ignore all that.
Oh yeah, no.
I
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't like I don't want to attack anyone over anything because more as well 9 times out of 10 it's something I'm doing.
Oh yeah, things like that doesn't bother me at all. Like if something's a little like a tree that's floating a little bit, it's like, well, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
The thing that I most pay attention to or concern with or whatever is, does it affect how you play the game?
Yeah.
Is there something that's interfering in something in how the game works on that particular map? And if there's something that's really, interferes with the enjoyment of of playing that game, then that's where I'll say something. It's like, hey, this is for me anyways, right? And
something like a missing trigger maybe on an animal pen or something.
Yeah. So, for instance, that cow, the cow barn that got released about 3 days ago.
3 days ago, yeah.
The one with the netting that came down.
Yeah.
So, when I was testing it, it's filling up your bucket.
Yeah, that's good because it'll add a little bit of extra weight there at the front.
Even when you put the netting up on that barn, you couldn't get through it. And I noticed today there was an update on it. It says it fixed the netting. So, I obviously someone. I mean, I don't think he watched my video, but somebody said something or someone noticed something, and it was fixed. I mean, that's kind of the part of the what the community is all about too. I think is that there's people that make stuff, and then there's people that use stuff, and there's no reason why we can't all get along, and because I mean, if it wasn't for the guys that made stuff, we wouldn't be playing this game anymore, I don't think, because
the mods make this game, like, in fairness.
They do. It does. It absolutely does.
I was playing FS. I played all the farming simulators up until Farming Simulator 17. I completely missed FS17. I don't know why. It just completely went under my radar. So when I spotted FS19, I bought it, and then I realized, hey, I'm after missing one, but I was like, well, can't go back now. FS19 is in full swing. And here I was looking at the mod hub, and I was like, what's this? I had no clue. I didn't even know mods existed. And then I thought, oh, sure, maybe I have to pay for them, or... I just honestly didn't know, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's so good to be getting new mods, like this little tractor I'm driving, North Modding Company. You couldn't go wrong, like. It's just so good, like, the detail on it, the sound of it. Okay, it has 23 horsepower or something, but it's doing its best. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. That's really what kept me playing is like I kind of discovered the same way as you. It was for me. It was the free on PlayStation Plus. So now, if you notice, because you just recently got that, just so you could
yeah, just this week, yeah.
Not just so you could join me, but I mean that probably. Anyways, you got it just recently. So now, if you look on your main menu on your PlayStation, you can go on there. There's a whole bunch of free games that come along with that.
Oh, cool.
And then every month there's 3 or 4 games.
Oh no!
Whoop. Here, hold on. Here, I'll give you a little push. There we go.
Yeah. People helping people. I love it.
Yeah, so you get every month you get 3 new free games that you can download and use. So
All right. Because none of my friends here in Ireland play Farming Simulator, so I never had any call to play multiplayer because, the big draw would be obviously that you have a friend somewhere and they go home and you go home and you play. But ever since being in Jelsa Farmers live chat and meeting all you guys, and then that's when you suggested doing the multiplayer. I was like, I can't wait. I can't wait. I was so looking forward to it. Like,
nice. Well, yeah,
it's so
I've been
much fun.
It is. It just come on, guy. Dump the rest of your. No, he doesn't want to.
Hold on, I'll drive out and he might just.
He doesn't want to. Come on.
Come on now.
Oh, what? Come on. Come on. You can do it. I don't know why he doesn't want to dump the rest of it. I got 35,000 liters of wood chips in there. Oh,
come on now. Don't be like that. Oh, there we go. Something happening there.
Is he? There you go.
I don't know. It's going in automatically. Well, they'll call it a win. Oh, there it is. But yeah, I really appreciate you contacting me and getting me to do this multiplayer. I'm absolutely delighted because I loved it. I was watching your series doing the multiplayer and I was like, oh, I'd love to do all that. And I thought it was a pipe dream because I'm not IT oriented. I have been playing PlayStation since it came out, but I've always been playing, single player, play on your own games. And, I'm happy out playing away. But now that this feature is here, it's brilliant.
Yes, I've played in the past. I've played a lot of multiplayer with various other games, with either with all sorts. And then when I seen that there was multiplayer on this, I've been trying to get someone to play this with me for ages and ages. So I'm just glad finally that we can take advantage of this feature. Yeah, so I'm thrilled that you could join me.
I'll be bugging you. I'll be bugging you now to do a bit of multiplayer farming with me.
Oh, for sure. Yes, this is great. I think it's great for where am I going? I think we'll carry on with some other farming. How about that?
I'll come back there down to the main farm and I'll dump off this trailer. We're currently going at the speed of light here, about 9 kilometers an hour. So we're waiting. I'm waiting for the downhill section.
Don't worry, yes.
I'll get there.
No hurry. This is lazy farming here. So, what was it? Yes. So, and with FS22 having the crossplay, which is going to open up a whole nother world.
Yeah.
With PC and Xbox players being able to play with each other.
Yeah, finally we get to hang out with those super PC players, huh?
So, they really haven't said much about it, how it's going to work, or anything. But if they've announced it, then somehow they've figured it out. So, but anyways,
yeah. What are we going to do now? Harvesting.
I'm just do a little bit of. If you want to, we got some sunflowers here.
I'm gonna switch tractors because this little Ferguson is gonna struggle with all the weight, I think.
That's okay. If you want to drive the harvester, I'll drive this little guy with the trailer, and you still got some
It's just in the bucket, so
Some in the
it's grand.
bucket. That's okay.
It's adding to.
500 liters. That's sounds like well, I don't know. If I had 5,000 liters of wood chips, that's a lot. Or 500,
That is
sorry.
a
That's
lot.
500.
500, yeah.
500, yeah.
Let's shed some light on this situation here. Or let's turn this on. No, I've hit a tree. Well, it's the tree's fault for being there. I'm really showcasing, like, my skills here on FS19. For all those people now who haven't seen me before, they'll be like, who is this guy? Who's this masked man?
Are you? Is it? Are you driving on the left side of the road? Is that? Are they do that there in Ireland too, or?
Yeah, we drive on the
Oh
proper
yeah,
side of the road, the left-hand side, yeah.
yeah. Not the right side, the left side, right? So.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's wrong. It's wrong to drive on the right side.
I know my brother. Before he had kids, him and his wife went to Scotland, which is not Ireland, of course, but they did go out
Very
there, and he said it
close, yeah.
was they did say it was a little weird driving on the left side because it would be like, well, you've been here, so driving on the right side, I'm sure felt quite strange as well.
Yeah, would you believe I took to it like a duck to water? I've been to a good lot of countries, and of course, most of them drive on the right-hand side of the road. So I went to Vietnam and I drove over there, and it never cost me a thought like that I was on the other side of the road. Like it just all came natural. I don't know why. It was just like, oh. I drove in Canada as well. Big, huge truck. I don't know what it was, a GMC or something. Big 11 million liter diesel engined tank. And I drove that no problem as well, coming to the stop signs, and my friend kept telling me, you have to stop now or the police will pull you over. And I was like, this sure ain't Ireland. No. Oh, I missed a bit here.
Yeah, our friend John here went a little crazy with the planting the sunflowers, so
Well,
we
thanks,
got
John,
lots of
because
sunflowers.
I'm going to get rid of him here in Alphia. Oh, where's he gone? Where are you hiding?
Oh, I'm up here. Sorry, we got my okay. All right, I'll come to you.
Well, I know I'll reverse back up. How are you liking the little Ferguson? Actually, have you used the Ferguson before?
I have never, so it's kind of neat. It's a neat little track.
Well,
So it kind of reminds me. My uncle has an old little Ford tractor, very much the style of this. I don't know how old it is. It's pretty. I'm going to guess it's likely 50s or 60s or something like that.
yeah, they're definitely from the 50s. My neighbour down the road has one of these Ferguson 20 diesels, and I think it's from the 50s. And he actually built a cab for it, and it looks like it came out of the factory. The cab looks like it was made, and I said to him, where did you get that cab? I thought you didn't have cabs. And he was like, oh, I made that. And I was like, you're a liar. Because it's absolutely, it fits it absolutely perfectly. And I was like, sure, it couldn't be. How could it be like? But, and my next door neighbour here is just after restoring Massey Ferguson 165, so they're also in the game now as well. So I'm well pleased with that. I'm right in the middle of the farming country here in Tipperary, so it's a long way, of course. The old
To
song,
Tipperary,
but,
yes, of course.
yeah. And I'm surrounded by agriculture, and I've grown up with it all my life, even though I'm not a farmer myself. So that's why I really enjoy these. Games. Come on now, harvester.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really surprised myself actually because I never looked twice at at this game when I'm sure I've seen the FS17 in the game stores before, and it's like I never looked twice at it, and until it
Yeah.
was until it was offered free on the PlayStation Plus, and I downloaded it just because. And one day I got bored and started playing it, and it's like I haven't stopped.
Right, I think we should swap back over because I stole your machine here. And I'll jump back on this.
What's that? Oh no, that's
No, go on, I'll jump back on this here. I'm happy out. I got to do a bit of sunflowers. I was happy out. But yeah, so we're definitely surrounded by, everyone has a tractor here, and we cut turf in the bog here, so you're familiar with bog. You have lots of it in Canada.
peat moss, I guess. Is that
Peat moss? Yeah. So we cut it and we dry it, and that's what we burn in our fire. So
yeah,
everyone has a little tractor for bringing it home.
yeah. Oh yeah. So it's not. We don't have a lot where I am, at least not the southern part of the province here.
Yeah.
But yeah, certain parts of the country here do have quite a bit of that.
Canada
of course,
is so big.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's well, and just it doesn't like you don't think of. I mean, you live here, you don't think of it. It's just the way it is, right? So,
Yeah.
but I've never been to Europe, so I don't have anything to really compare it to.
Yeah, I'm sure it would amaze you now, like to get off the plane in Dublin and drive 2.5 hours to Galway, which is on the other side of the country, and you'd be like, "Is that it? Like, are we there?" Do you know? Because that's it. Like, you're 2.5 hours away, 3 hours away from everywhere. So, and it's an island, so you can't really get lost. A lad said to me one time, he said, "Are you lost?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "Well, I'm glad." He says, "Because it's an island. You'll have a hell of a job trying to get off it."
Oh man, yeah, for sure, eh? Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Oh boy. So we're getting a bit of snow today, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. I called it. Well, it's not unusual for us to get snow, of course.
Yeah.
We're in Canada. That's the thing. So actually, we've had quite the dry, warm summer, more than usual. But every once in a while in the winter, it's either a Colorado low, they call it, because it's a low pressure system coming up from Colorado,
Rob low, yeah.
Yep, a Rabid Rob low, or an Alberta Clipper, they call it, which is a weather system coming in from the west. So anytime that happens, it usually brings a lot of snow. So
now I'm going down to the shop to grab the plow, and I'm going to just be plowing away here while you're.
Yeah, cool. Right on. You can use that little plow there.
I went up to the Rockies, of course, when I was in Canada. Sure, of course I did.
Oh yes.
There was Wi-Fi up there, and I was laughing because there's some parts of Ireland where we don't have Wi-Fi, and here I am I'm up in the Rocky Mountains, and I've perfect Wi-Fi.
Oh, where did you go?
We went to Banff.
Yeah. Oh, Banff, yes. So that's like number one tourist stop. So they will have all the amenities there for sure.
Yeah, it was lovely. No, in fairness, it was lovely.
Yeah, so that's right on the border of Alberta and British Columbia, right in the right amongst the mountains there. Been through there. Been through the mountains many times, going off to the west coast.
My my friend lives over there. I used to work with him here as well, so he said come over. Like, he's living in Alberta, so he said the next time he'd give me my truck and I could head off down to along the highway and do whatever basically I wanted to. So we didn't get going then with all this travel restrictions and everything. So I'm due a visit now again. Due a visit over there.
Nice, yeah.
British Columbia, I think, would be on my list.
It's very beautiful. My wife's family's a lot of them are in the Vancouver area. I really like the West Coast.
Yeah,
and
my friend lived in Vancouver. He absolutely loved it, but he said you'd want a money tree to be living there. He said just money on top of money.
It's very expensive. Although, I mean, well, the cost of living, if you're talking about food and just things like that, it's a bit more, but it's not. It's the accommodations. It's like the property and rent and things like that. That's where it's really expensive. Like to compare for comparison's sake, like a house, say here where I am, just a normal, single family dwelling, detached on a piece of property, say, 50 feet by 50 by 100 or something like that. A regular lot you're looking anywhere from, I was going to say 250 to 350, 350,000 thereabouts.
Yeah.
Something like that in Vancouver. You're looking probably close to $2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's
it's
nice work if you can get it.
Yeah, and it's kind of been exasperated by and I'm not anti-immigrants or anything, but a lot of foreign money coming in there and buying up property, and it puts a lot of pressure on the prices go up, right? If you're selling a piece of property and someone wants to pay more than the next guy, you're going to do it. And it's been happening for a while. So same thing kind of happened. I mean, not the same thing, but I mean, Toronto is another city where the housing is an issue. But I guess in any real big, I mean, you go to New York and I bet you it's the same thing there.
I'm sure, yeah.
Any big city is going to have that kind of, say, inflation. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. Lots of and it's and you got the island too, right? The Vancouver Island. It's not called Vancouver Island anymore, but been there a few times. That's of course an island. The only way to get there's no bridges. It's ferries.
Oh, it's a proper island.
Yes. There's no bridges to it, so lots of ferries, and but it's that's where the capital of BC is. Victoria is the capital of British Columbia. It's on the island.
I guess that's where you get your Nanaimo bar.
Yeah, that's right. There's a Nanaimo, BC, and it's on the island. It's actually it's one of the towns where one of the there's a few ferries that go over, but that's one of the ferry stops is Nanaimo. But yeah, I don't know if that actually is named after the Nanaimo bar or not. I don't know.
I'm I'm sure we can have our interns fact check that before this video goes out.
Yes, I'll get them right on it.
Yeah. So
My modding team,
that's
yeah.
how we roll. That's how we roll around here. Just say what you want and let the lawyers sort it out.
Yeah. Or we'll get YouTube will ban us, and that's it.
Yeah, we'll get banned by YouTube. I see you got a lot of Massey Ferguson stuff here. Any reason for it, John? Any reason for just having all that?
It was just whatever base game, and it was easy to. Yeah, no particular reason other than
Right.
just randomness.
Yeah, it wasn't a conscientious decision to just have Massey Ferguson stuff.
Oh, well, actually, I kind of lied because our friend Mr. John Linden there is a quite the Massey fan. So this is kind of leftovers from his visit, actually. So he was
Right. They work really well, actually.
yeah, he was in here. So it's like just because I was, trying to be a good host and had them in here for him. So yeah. Other than that, nothing really. I like all the colors, so I'll use anything.
Yeah. The only thing I stay away from is John Deere purely for the stock count.
Well, yes. See, that's and it would seem that that issue is going to be remedied quite handily on the new game.
The one thing I was wondering about was because there's such a difference in the stock counts between PS4 and PS5. I'm wondering, will there be dedicated maps coming out for PS5? Because if you're a map maker, like I'd be looking at the higher stock count when I'm making my map. You know, that kind of way. I was wondering, was there going to be a PS5 specific map and then a PS4 specific map? I wonder if they could do that, but I don't think they could.
Well, that would be. I don't know, and this is me just pure speculation. That's a good question, actually. Now,
because my reason for thinking that way is because, like, you have a PC map and then they bring it over to console. Is what happens now. So I'm just wondering, you have a PC map, they bring it over to PS5, and then maybe they bring it on to PS4. I mean, it's going to be a lot of to-ing and fro-ing there.
Yeah, I would think that's something up to the map maker because even now they basically decide how much memory it uses up, right? So if someone's going to make a map for PS or for Farm Sim 22, and he makes it say take up. Well, see the slot. Do you want
me to empty that trailer?
Oh no, that's fine. Continue plowing.
Get back to plowing, minion.
I'll go grab the other tractor. No big deal. See, it's all kind of still up in the air with the because if everything uses much less slots, then you would think they would be able to make the maps much more detailed with lower slot count.
Yeah.
It might not be an issue. But
I'm sure, that's a good point. I'm just sure that there's going to be a map maker out there who's going to want to showcase what they can do.
And make something for 3,000 slots or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Because, a map or something where there's a house on every inch of the road, or, we have it with Chellington, like, it's got huge stock count, like. the detail is incredible, like. And I'm sure if Oxygen David was given extra slots, he would have added in even more.
Yeah. I would not be, maybe not right away, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone released a map that took up like, 3 or 4,000 slots. And
Yeah,
obviously there'd be no way to play that on the PS4.
yeah. And the other thing as well is FS22 is now going to be a brand new game. It's going to have its issues. It's going to have its quirks. Until the community starts playing it, it's not going to be the refined game that FS19 is now. I'm sure when FS19 came out originally, there was probably, a few things added to it. So I just hope that the larger community out there will be understanding that, it's a new game and it'll take a couple of months to fine tune it.
Oh,
And,
just like
that they
any
won't
game,
get,
yeah.
yeah, that they won't get disappointed from the get-go, like. There was a game. Was it Cyberpunk there that was released, and they pulled it back off the market because it was so bad, because they were trying to have it as a crossover that it could be on PS4 and PS5, and I think
Oh,
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but they pulled it off the market, and it had already been 4 or 5 years in development. Now, I never played it myself, but I was following it because I was interested. What with the FS19 being on the PS4 and PS5, I was wondering how the crossover was going to work out. So I was just kind of keeping an eye on all that.
mm.
Now, that might just be that game's problem, but I just hope that the community is going to be like, look, it's a work in progress, and let's see how we get on. Like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think I agree with you that there's likely going to be some glitches, which every
Yeah,
new game has. But my feeling is that the Giants, of course, now they have their own publisher, or they're their own. They're not partnered with anyone. It's all their own things. So
yeah,
with that, they've always they to me at least they seem to have been very quick with fixing issues or problems, or at least addressing them.
yeah,
And it's not a brand new game. It is a new game, but it's not. It's not like they're making some kind of a mining game or something or whatever, something
yeah.
completely
It's not
different,
Star. Yeah,
or a multiplayer, first person shooter or something like that. It's the basic concept is the same, and they're just yeah. I mean, it's just improvements and new things with it. So I'm not really worried about it being, like, broken, like when it comes
yeah.
out, sort of thing. But
I'm gonna put you on the spot here now, even though you're the host and you've been a very good host. I'm gonna ask you: have you seen much of FS22, and have you seen the maps that we're going to be getting?
just just whatever I've seen on the like DJ Goham, and just the stuff that they've been releasing as
Yeah. So there's Erlingrad is there, and there's an
yes.
American map, and there's a French map. Let's not butcher the French map's name here, but have you any idea which one you're gonna gravitate towards from the start? I'm looking at the American map, and I think it's going to be really good. I think I'm going to kind of gravitate towards that from the start.
Um, probably that would be my first. My would I would naturally kind of be my first choice, but I don't know, because I don't think I would be inclined to try the Erlengrat, just because it just feels not that I don't, and I don't have that
The DLC,
the
yeah.
DLC. I don't have it, so it's not like I've played on it and I just like, eh. It's just the map itself doesn't appeal to me in general
Yeah,
from
and
what I've seen.
I I hadn't bought the DLC up until recently, and then I said, you know what, it's going to be an FS22, just get it and see what it's like. And it's surprisingly nice. I had no real interest in it, but I wanted to see the electric vehicles and how they worked and what was going on. And it just purely, I said, look, just get it. It's going to be an FS22. Why not? It's it reminds me of a map that hasn't been finished.
Ah,
It has, yeah, it has definitely. You can spot the little areas that could be. There could be a farm put there. There could be buildings. But if you know what I mean, it is finished. It's a nice map, but it reminds me of a map that yes, I'd put this here and I'd put that over there. You know, that kind of way. It looks like something that could be improved on.
that's interesting. Um, I am going to buy the season pass for sure. I have the game pre-ordered, so
Me too. Yeah.
and I'll be getting it. So I'll be getting everything with the new one, as far as that goes. Just
And Giants weren't onto you to give you early access or anything, no?
I'm not taking their calls. I'm yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I told him stop ringing me.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. As if, right?
As if, yeah, early access.
I don't even think the DJ didn't even get early access. Or I think he said they might get it a day or two ahead of time,
Yeah,
but that's about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm
I have
kind
a
of.
sneaking.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Looney, Anna, go on.
Oh, I just say they're keeping pretty tight lipped about like we've heard a lot, but like it's really not that much about
No,
what it's going to be like. Like there's so many questions that they hear. It's like, oh no, we can't say anything about that. Can't say anything. So I mean, it's only 11 days,
yeah,
and they
and
really haven't said a whole lot about it.
and that's what I was just about to say. I have a sneaking suspicion that they're purposely keeping all the YouTubers in the dark about what's going to be in the game, because they know it's going to be a kind of an information scramble when it comes out, that everyone's going to be totally interested to see like what's this and what's that and how does that work, you know, and it'll generate an extra little interest in the game, I think.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to pump the hype on it quite a bit. Just yeah, by releasing stuff but not saying anything, or even those bale sizes, right? They show the three different sizes of the bales.
Yeah, they showed that on one picture, but
Yep, and
they
that's
didn't
it.
really say
They didn't
any.
say
Yeah,
anything about it. They didn't say if like zero really. They just showed it and that's it.
and I've been on the Giants forum. I just keep an eye on it every now and again. I'm not glued to it or anything like that, but I honestly didn't see anyone asking for the bale sizes. It's the first I ever heard of anyone asking for the bale sizes. The two main things that always get asked for are the used vehicles
Yeah.
and bigger maps. And of
Yeah.
course, we know that they can't do bigger maps. They're stuck for the time being. But always used vehicles. Every second person is always asking for the used vehicles.
Well, they did announce that.
Yeah,
So that's very cool.